Alright, Elizabee showcase, or Tower Boss Day, or whatever I'm gonna call this series. So we got Elizabee together with her booster pals, the B boosters, and they boost both defense and attack stats. You can see here is the Elizabee max stat using Musclehead instead of Serenity now. And with these boosters and food, you get a very high attack stat and a very high defense stat. So these, their partner skill is that they all boost Elizabee's attack and defense stat. And then you can have these classical Vanguard Stronghold on these. And Elizabee with some sort of fighter build. I'm doing the Vampiric build since it is a party pal. It's mainly going to be used for tower bosses for me. I don't think it's going to be very viable as a raid pal, really. But I wanted to compare the stats on this one with another. I think it's one of the strongest non-legendary pals. So for this tower day, I will be doing it a little bit differently than I usually do. I'm doing it live now. Gonna see how that goes. And might cut away some parts. Alright, so these are the Shadowbeak stats to compare with. One of the more popular, stronger pals with the boosters and the food buff and everything. Very similar attack, but you'll notice the defense. We can go back again. So we got 4,800 and 1,700. We go back to the B. Just to compare some stats. You can see it's almost 1,000 more defense while very similar attack stat. So we're gonna do the tower bosses in order. I've given it some fruits. I hope I didn't forget anything. Might have to go collect something in the base at some point. But I'm gonna start by, I don't think this will be the strongest build against the Zoe and Grizzbolt. But I want to start the tower day with trying out how this spinning staff interacts both. I think she goes pretty close to do it. How that combos with Rock Burst, which is good against Grizzbolt. And then I also want to see how it works together with the root effect from Flame Funnel, if they seem to stack up neatly. So the first fight will be a little bit of a test of how this skill interacts. I haven't really done a DPS test with it, since I'm mostly going to be trying to use it for the utility. And we'll see how it does with Vampiric and everything. Sweep I did very well. I think the high defense stat with Vampiric really helps against the tower bosses. I'm considering, I think I'm just gonna give it some food, some attack food. We'll put some in here and give it one. And then maybe for Bjorn or something we'll use these when it starts to struggle. We'll see when we need these. And I can take the glasses off to avoid a little bit of clutter. Let's just put this on so I don't have to do that at any point. And then I think we're all ready to try out this pal. So I haven't really tried it out against tower bosses. I've done some random DPS tests for the Serenity video, since it was one of my random pals with Musclehead instead of Serenity. Let's see. Okay, that was very good. Very good. I joined the wrong fight. Okay, so this is hard one. Let's see how she deals with the Gatling gun guy. He's almost down. He can be quite annoying. Did that just straight up miss? Or I didn't really see. Not super impressed by that. Is she gonna use Flame Funnel at all? Seems like the Gatling gun guy is just straight up killing her. Will we get her down? Oh, there we go. And here's Flame Funnel. But it's not one he's rooted, I don't think. A little bit weird interactions with the cooldowns. We'll see big Rock Burst though. That's the combo I was looking for. Go melee range with the spinning staff. Not really as close as I was hoping. I was hoping it would be more like the Dragon Burst skill or something. Or Shockwave. But it seems to be close enough. Oh, that interrupted the Flame Funnel. So now he's rooted. That would have been a good combo to double the Flame Funnel damage. Right now Rock Burst is just owning though. So those would have been doing 2,000 instead of 1,000. Maybe it's enough to have like the Wind Cutter. Okay, so I'm really liking the Rock Burst combo with the skill. I'm not sure if it's just been bad luck with the Flame Funnel combo. I guess we'll try it out. You can't root Lily. We'll see. We'll see if we try out this combo, maybe against Bjorn. But the Rock Burst thing seemed very good. It might even be viable against... like, Rock Burst seems to be very good against Bjorn. So the build might be this exact build against Bjorn as well. We'll see. If it fails, I'll have to try another one. So who's next? We got Lily. A bit of a weird hitbox. Floating hitbox. I think Flame Funnel. I'll probably switch out the grass skill. That seems a bit... could do Flare Storm. Is there anything else cool? Not really. Long cooldown skills. Guess we could do Flare Storm. It'll probably be fine. Might get an extra burn or something. And it's pretty short cooldown. I don't want her to spam too much of the... egg. I don't want her to spam too much of the Wind Cutter or whatever that short cooldown skill is. Should be fine on food as well. That's one thing with Musclehead as well, they eat a little bit less than Serenity Pals. I joined hard mode, right? Yeah, looks like hard mode. These are not as bad as the Crusher. Like, who's the worst starting NPCs? I feel like it's the Zoe's guy and maybe Bjorn's missile guys. But they're mostly tanky, I find. They don't really shred the pal in the same way. Some of them are just really easy, like Axel's and Saya's. Then Victor just has his crazy clone. That was a little bit surprising when I was fighting hard mode Bjorn the first time. I was like, so when is it going into phase 2? Like when Saya spawns her twins and the clone of Victor and stuff. Like I was waiting for phase 2 and Bjorn just died. Kind of underwhelming fight. Oh right, Rock Burst. I was supposed to switch... that was the one I was supposed to switch. It's not very effective. Let's see if we can sneak behind here and use... We'll just do a quick change here to... I don't know. I guess we'll use Airblade. Not really sure. Never really done a DPS test. I feel like Lily, not really worth DPS testing against. Just a really weird hitbox. So far Elizabee is doing fine. Like these early fights, she is definitely winning this fight, so I'm gonna help her along a little bit. Might as well. I do have these Vanguard pals as well, so I shoot pretty hard. I think it's one of the better, this might actually be one of the better pals to bring against Lily. Because most often, I think every case, they have like more attacks for their counter element. If you're bringing like a fire element pal against Lily, she has more water skills. You'll see a lot of ice skills, and like Victor and Saya. Bjorn uses a lot of water skills, so they often counter whatever is their counter, more than not really. So it's often very good to bring like their same element. Like you would bring a grass pal here, you would bring a fire pal against Marcus, bring a dark pal against Victor, and just use the super effective attacks instead, or something like Holy Burst Airblade. So the bee with the boosters is probably one of the better pals against Lily, since it is grass. Alright, so who's next? Axel. Where are you? There we go. So Axel suffers from being weak against both Rock Burst and Diamond Rain. which is a shame for him. Some bosses just born to die. Alright, I did breed Absolute Frost onto this pal. Let's just do that then, instead of Diamond Red. I think Diamond Rain would actually be better. But I did breed Absolute Frost. I don't know. Let's use Diamond Rain. Let's not do it just because. I think that's called Sunken Cost Fallacy or something. Alright, where's my Spinning Staff? I want to use that combo again. And Rock Burst. This should be cool. Food buff is still on, so we are ready to go. Still no need for the med potion. We'll see how she deals with this fight in the beginning, and then join in if it seems to be an easy fight. But not the easy fight this time. I think these are also pretty easy for the pal to kill most of the time. They usually one shot. Usually one little rock burst like that hits all of them. Right now it only hit one. But I feel like if she lines up Wind Cutter, she'll probably kill it. It's not very strong. You wanna join over here? Should have had Gale Claw. Is he dead? Oh, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. Alright, so the burn effect will still hurt, no matter how tanky you make your pal. It is gonna hurt your pal quite a bit. I wonder how much is lost by making 2 Elizabees and having 3 boosters. Right now it has very high stats, but I wonder if 3 Bs would have been enough. And then you might be able to do some swapping with Rock Burst spam and stuff. If that's better. Or you could bring it like a Gale Claw or something. I'm thinking about bringing Elizabee to the oil rig, but I need to test what kind of attacks actually manage to hit the chopper. And a Rock Burst. That was a huge hit. I am finding this exclusive skill Rock Burst combo to be very strong right now. Until that happens. I shouldn't have said anything. It was tempting to run it against pretty much anything. I guess not against Marcus and Faleris, because they're flying pals. Probably won't hit with Rock Burst. Then you have Victor, who is just super weak to 3 very specific strong skills in Holy Burst, Blast Cannon and Beam Slicer. But probably against Bjorn, maybe against Saya. She is also weak against Beam Slicer and Blast Cannon though. I didn't really help the Bee this fight, but I felt like it was getting pretty close. The fire really adds up, I feel. It does a lot of damage, then it then has to heal with Vampiric, which does take a while. This does do some healing with the Rock Burst combo, but I'm not actually sure. Like, how worth is it to use the Rock Burst? Is that staff skill really good enough? Because, like, even if this is doing a lot more damage, is it worth the cost of this doing the less damage? Something I need to test, but right now it's looking good. Like, it did just solo the hard boss. Does need some health now, so let's just... I think Marcus is gonna be easier for it. So it can heal up during that fight. Should be pretty fair, because Marcus, I think, suffers from the worst hitbox in the game. Last time, okay, on Sweep a Day I did not use the Curtain Splash combo, because I was talking about wanting to use Holy Burst. So let's use it now. And we'll see what happens. Because it's usually you want Holy Burst to go first. You take Airblade Lightning Streak. But now we're gonna do this is super effective and this does not overwrite Soaked. And hope that the random Wind Cutter doesn't override it as well. We're going straight to Marcus. Alright, here we are. And another thing really with that Holy Burst. Oh, why is she using Thunderstorm first? That's interesting. I feel like something has changed with the priority system. Because I also had my Rio using Magna Crush first against Dragon Pals and stuff. So before it used to be that we always use super effective skills first. So we use Wall Splash, then Thunderstorm. I think. Otherwise it's that Thunderstorm just has so much longer cooldown. And that makes it be used first. Similar to Rio's Magna Crush. That they're really prioritizing the long cooldown skills now. Have we seen a lot of Holy Bursts go out? I feel like that's when she's really gonna heal up again. But she did heal a lot. But look at the health now. Boom. Full health. It was looking a little bit off there for a second. Not sure if we've seen the soaked combo come into play. Let's see. He got that sheen now, right? Now he should be taking double damage from... Oh wait, that's the wrong Thunderstorm. There's the Thunderstorm. So 1400. And when that wears off, you see it did 700 at the end. So that's what this combo is about. That's why I'm running Thunderstorm. Use Wall Splash for soaked. And then Thunderstorm doesn't overwrite soaked. You see he's dripping. He got the drip. Now we'll see probably it will go to 700 if he doesn't die first. But I think it's also a decent combo. So it's either that one or the Lightning Streak Airblade. Either way, he's gonna die because he's super weak to all these skills that hit hard against large hitboxes. All those skills would be fine. Speaking of large hitboxes, another big bird. So this is the Victor build. Like you could go like for the theme. It could go like the spinning staff and stuff like that, but against Victor there's really no reason not to run this. It is just very strong. I should probably compare stats to Sweepa. If I remember to do that, I'll do that at the end of the video. To see which one of these two has the better stats. And then I guess Elizabee does have an exclusive skill. I don't think Sweepa does. If it does, I forgot to test it. Compare their stats. And see, I guess it's the elements as well as exclusive skills and elements. Otherwise I think they function the same way. Looking good on damage. First 3... Yeah, it still goes through. Perfect. First 3 hits doing 80,000, I think. Seems fine. Did she use that through being frozen? Oh right, she's weak to Flame Funnel. He will get burned probably in this fight. He has quite a lot of skills that burn. He has skills that freeze. I think Victor, when I checked his hard mode skills, has a little bit of everything. Might even have a skill of every element. Maybe not neutral. But he did have like Dragon, Dark, there was Water, Ice, Ground, Fire as we saw. All that's missing really is for Victor to start using Holy Burst. And then he has the 2 Divine Disasters as well. Speaking of. So how are you doing, Elizabee? Are you healing or are you dying? I'm worried if she's gonna get burned soon or something. Yeah, that's not too bad. Didn't interrupt any attacks. That's the bad part as well. If like a Beam Slicer or Blast Cannon gets interrupted, it's a lot of healing lost. Well, that almost healed to full. Let's see. That should also heal quite a bit. That's the nice part against the start of the clone phase. Like look at the healing she gets. Because she hits both of them. Then as soon as they use Divine Disaster and start spreading out, it's a lot worse. Then this becomes like a race against the clock. Can she win before they kill her? Maybe that will do enough. Okay, she's hitting the clone now. That's when you need to reposition. Usually, I think it's either being close or aiming at the target that helps her. We can test that at some point. But if the pal gets stuck fighting the clone, it just doesn't work. I think even if you kill the clone, you like get a debuff. It's not something I've tried, but it's just something I heard about. It's something I really want them to add, like some sort of, you know, point at a target and the pal goes and fights it. Like if I summon my pal and there's like a random chillet over there, I would like, I think there's an emote to point. Beckon? Beckon. Yeah, almost. It's close enough. Whoops. Alright, we're going over here then. So yeah, some sort of like go fight the non-clone pal, please. But you can resummon. But sometimes I feel like even if you resummon, you gotta do it a couple of times before it targets the correct one. And I'm not sure if you're aiming there, if you need to be closest, but I felt like I've done both and had it go for the clone anyway. So I'm not too sure. Let's see, now it's Saya. So really all that changes is that you swap Holy Burst for Airblade. Like I could run Spinning Staff again, but now I don't want my pal getting close. So Airblade is a bit hit or miss if you want your pal to stay far away actually. So let's take, let's just take Flame Funnel. I think most of the damage is gonna come from these two anyway. I'm just gonna try something a little bit different from what I usually do. I usually do Airblade, but it's a bit hit or miss. If you want to be withdraw dodging, it's fine. Like I'm usually withdraw dodging the Airblade. I'm gonna see how the bee does without too much withdraw dodging, if possible. I don't think I can open this with anything here. Guess that's the downside of the bee team. No elemental chest opening. So gonna give some buffs. Still has a little bit of the healing potion left, but I feel like that's pretty minor. We go into the fight. Alright, these dudes. Should I take care of them or? That's an unfortunate. That's one feature with the Absolute Frost that is kinda cool. That it blocks stuff. Like it will block attacks. It will block missiles. Pathing. There is potential for some sort of skills like that. Like a ground skill that raises a rock wall or something. How much is that gonna do? Not too bad. Tank through that quite well. So on hard mode, since they're all the same level, I think the PAL stats are more relevant. So Saya and Selyne have less defense than Victor. I didn't really pay attention to the numbers, but like Beam Slicer and Blast Cannon should be doing more damage per hit, but then they hit Victor more times. So it's a little bit of a trade-off, but the healing should be fine with Vampiric, but it might overall be that the healing is just not enough against Saya. Big Airblade hit. That's not great. And then we'll have to do some withdraw dodging. Okay, one thing here. You can withdraw, and they should be coming from somewhere. Yeah, so the flame funnels keep going. And I think if you're looking at the health of the bee there, it actually goes up. So that's one thing you can do. Is have your bee like use, or have your pal use flame funnel. Let's see if she uses it. Okay, uses flame funnel. Then you can sort of withdraw. And it will heal up a little bit. Not sure how useful that is for you, but it's something I've had to do sometimes with my, especially with Felbat, when just trying to heal up real quickly. You just let it use an attack. Oops. I just don't want to summon my bee into Diamond Rain or Star Mine. That seems mean. Try to get away from your pal a little bit. I think she got clipped by one of them. Now this skill for some reason I think causes burn as well. Or maybe the bee has burnt enough. Don't really remember how I did this fight with the sweeper, if I was withdraw dodging or not. I don't feel like it was solo fighting all of this. It might have been. Hitting the clones. The clones should be like free healing. Let's dodge the blizzard spikes. That should be a lot of health. Now they're stacked. This should be a good hit. And another beam slicer. This would be a nice beam slicer. Unfortunate. Now they're not really stacked anymore. Let's go for not being hit by Diamond Rain. Wait. Oh, I guess the flame funnel from the Sky got her. It really looked for a second like she killed her friend with Holy Burst. Right. Should be good from here, right? Unless you jump into Starmine. And we get knocked into Starmine. Can you do this from here? Feel like that skill is fine. I would be more worried about... Oh, it interrupted. That's not good. That's a lot of healing lost. I'm not eating that. I don't want to redo the fight when it's 50,000 health left. 10,000. Did that also get interrupted? Not having a good end to the fight. Let's not get lit on fire either. Yeah, I'll eat this one. I got Hexalite armor. Come on now, B. You gotta do this your own. I feel like Flame Funnel is just reliable. It's a lot of damage. It will hit when you withdraw dodge. Can cause the burn effect, which isn't that great against bosses, but something, I guess, to add to it. And you can use other attacks while it's using Flame Funnel. Seems pretty reliable. Especially against Bjorn. Which, speaking of Bjorn, I think Bjorn is next. My pal is a little bit low on health though. Might have to help it a little bit. We withdraw dodging at the start of the fight. I don't want to go heal it. We'll give it some food. And consider the skills. So against Bjorn, he doesn't have this Airblade Rock Burst. Like hard mode doesn't have Rock Burst, just in regular mode. We're gonna go back to this Spinning Staff combo. And just hope for the best, I guess. And then I think against hard mode Bjorn, like there's no real purpose to letting the pal fight on its own. It's gonna die. That's just what's gonna happen. I could do some withdraw dodging fight with it, but I think what I'm gonna do is actually fight with it and do the comparison with the other pals I'll be fighting hard mode Bjorn. So things are a little bit different now. It won't be a totally fair comparison. Just because of the changes to hard mode Bjorn and like cooldowns and spheres and stuff, but it would be nice to get a general feel of the pal. So I'm just gonna prep do some repairs and stuff and go to hard mode Bjorn. Okay, so I think this is the hard mode Bjorn setup that I've been kind of using for these hard mode Bjorn comparison videos. But it will be a little bit different. I've changed a little bit with the attack pendants and accessories, prioritizing some defense over attack pendants, so the attack will be a little bit slower. But then I also got the legendary Hexalite armor, so really I'm just stacking a lot of defense, which allows me to play a little bit more aggressive. I think the trade-off will be roughly the same. We'll get sort of the ballpark for how the bee performs against some of these older pals. And then this will be like the new meta era. So I might have to redo the list, but I guess I'll put like new or old tags on some of those lists. So gonna give myself the buffs as well. And since I'm using these medicines, might as well give it to myself and the pal. And we'll see how we perform against hard mode Bjorn. Rocket launcher for the starting NPCs, and we should be good to go. Hopefully the rock burst combo works well. We'll see. I got two combos, the flame funnel and the rock burst combo. Hopefully they try to target me. Perfect. Don't look at the bee. Sometimes I feel like I run faster than the hydro laser. And sometimes the Hydro Laser kind of catches up. I'm not sure if it's like how far away you are from the... What do you call it? The laser itself? Or Bjorn. Like how far away you are from Bjorn. Is it like faster the further away you are? Compared to your move speed, I guess? So you want to be closer. But then sometimes when I try to move closer, like you can't afford to move diagonally really. I feel like. Okay, that puts us in a good spot. And that skill you just kind of jump. You might need to glide as well. It's a lot easier with the triple jump boots, but I feel like you can get away with not using the triple jump boots. But he's attacking the bee a lot. I'm hoping to take aggro before I have to withdraw the bee. Is that the stomp? Yeah, so that's one that has changed. Before I would have needed to dodge that skill. Which, like, it doesn't sound like too much, like, oh, now I have to dodge, but during the course of this, like, Bjorn fight, having to cancel reloading, like, I guess you have to cancel reloading like 6 or 8 or 10 times during a fight. It does add up. Oh, she took a lot of damage there. Like before it would just be a free sort of, and it's also like positioning wise, you have to dodge to somewhere. You're stopping your reloading, and there was a third reason as well. Which I can't really remember. But it's annoying. It does affect the fight. Makes it a bit harder. But I guess you don't have to keep... Before I would just always try to keep a weapon ready as well. Like, you keep your secondary weapon, you can just switch to it and shoot quickly when he lifts the leg. I guess now you don't really have to consider that anymore. You know, gotta think positive. You see, you gotta do 2 dodges. I don't think you can just strafe dodge that one. Most of the other skills you can strafe dodge. And then I can also freeze you. So, like, for most of the skills, like, I don't care if I tank a dark skill. That's why I got the dark rings on, because I don't mind tanking them. A little bit the same with the water skills, but I feel like they are easy enough to dodge. But if you can tank those. They're fine. You have the dark ring. Then the defense pennant, I guess, is neat. Yeah, I'm gonna withdraw dodge the glacial impact. Usually I try to stay far away from my pal. So when Bjorn does do glacial impact, he doesn't land near my pal, and I don't have to withdraw it. But sometimes he gets stuck in the pillar, which is also a valid strategy to dodge it. I feel like I'm seeing a lot of big rock burst hits. Like, it's looking pretty good. It's probably not going to be a fair comparison time on my... I'll still put the numbers up, but it's not going to be totally fair since I'm running around talking, showing myself getting hit and stuff like that. While when I do those DPS comparisons, you know I'm locked in, you know. I got my headset on, listening to some music, doing Bjorn 10 times with the same pal over and over. Until I pick the best one, where it's usually just... You know, you think it's the most skilled one, but it's the one where you accidentally got the most headshots with the quad launcher. Which is probably why I was a bit torn on what weapon to use for that DPS comparison, because at first I could have used the PAL only to do the DPS comparison, but that wouldn't be fair, because like in a real scenario you are shooting, you're taking aggro. If you're using the PAL only the PAL is taking aggro, so that changes like how the boss moves and everything like that. So to get a fair comparison, I need to be in the fight, and then it was like I could use the the plasma cannon, right? But then it would be I felt it would be too much RNG with like hitting or missing. I would need to redo the fight until I had like the same amount of headshots and stuff. I felt like during the course of these 5-minute fights, if I'm just always shooting the quad launcher, I don't know how many missiles I'm using per fight, probably like 100 plus. It should average out to roughly the same player DPS for each fight. Or at least like potential DPS, depending on how you're building with Vanguard and stuff. But I don't know. Really. That was a big rock burst. He kind of ran into that one himself. I feel like the bee has been doing fine. We have been shearing aggro a lot. I'm used to holding aggro the entire fight. So I guess it is doing enough DPS to be a threat, if that is how aggro works. Like, sometimes the boss will just turn around anyway, I feel. If I had to guess right now how aggro works, I would say it works on like a chance-based thing. No, you don't outpace it. I keep trying that, and very rarely works. Gliding away from that. But I feel like if you just send your pal out, he will target the pal almost every time. And then you and your pal do like 1 damage each. It feels like a 50-50. And then the more damage you do, or your pal does, it feels like he rolls. Like, eventually it's like 99 chance that you will have aggro if you're doing enough damage. But he could turn around and hit your pal. And same thing when you're just doing the DPS tests against tower bosses. Like, 99% of the time he's hitting your pal, but sometimes they will just randomly turn around and target you. And it might be that it's some special skills. Like, I feel he does it more with Glacial Impact, but that could just be, you know, just random from my tests. So that was a successful Bjorn kill. I'll add the times somewhere around here, so I can't actually say anything about the comparison times. Overall rating for the pal after this successful tower boss day is that I really enjoyed this combo. Hopefully, I'm still hoping that we get some sort of manual assignment or priority mode, so we can sort of time how we time the route with the flame funnel effect or the burn effect. But this combo here is potential a really good combo. I guess you could do the same thing with adding like Dragon Bursts on, or Shockwave on any pal. But then you're not getting the Ivy effect, so I guess you can't. Actually, that's a lie. It is unique to this combo here. You get the root effect and you get the melee range. So I feel like this was really strong. Super high defense, super high attack. I'm very happy with this pal. We'll probably rate it. I'm not sure. I guess I was gonna do the sweep back comparison. I'll cut to it. Yeah, that looks a little bit high, right? That's not due to passives. That's just how it is. So yeah, overall, really fun pal to use. Really strong without missing out on the Vanguard booster stuff. I guess we'll just drop 1B, okay? 4,400, 2,400. It could be... This could be good as well. Like, you could slot in a pal here. Like, maybe for a daily drive. Doesn't seem to hurt the stats too much. It could be good. Something to try out if you are a B fan. If you're the #1 B fan. There are a couple that claim to be. So yeah, really great pal. That's it for this tower day for Elizabee, featuring the B squad. So thanks for watching.